So, HUERO, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
We've got a couple of questions for you, interested on your feedback.
Okay.
So, first question, do you think that the industry has gone soft?
Soft.
Yeah.
I don't know if soft would be the right word. I think from a certain perspective, I think some of the old school tattooers might feel yes, but at the same time, I mean, everything's got to evolve. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You can go from, old school tattooers that made their own needles, needle jigs and things like that, where they, burnt fingers and sterilizing everything. I could see that as being like a harder process, especially for apprenticeships and things like that, where now it's like the iPad generation with, easy cartridges and all those things. Yeah, but I mean, soft isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't know.
Right.
I'd rather pop in a new cartridge and move on with my tattoo than have to go in the back and make needles and all that. So it is what it is. Everything evolves. It is what it is.
I agree, and I think we've definitely seen an increase in how it's evolved.
The
last couple of years. And maybe a bunch of it is for the best.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm in a weird gap. Like, I feel like I'm in like the last of a certain generation and maybe the beginning of another. So I don't know. I don't want to get left behind. I need to evolve. I could be grouchy about things, or I could just get with the program and move on.
Right. Go with the
it is what it is. Right.
Do you think that the industry is losing respect for its tradition and roots?
Again, same type of deal. Like, it's just like any other industry, as far as there's certain people that are in it for certain things, certain people that follow certain traditions. I don't want to say rules, you know what I mean? But, and then there's other people that come from different walks of life that, that I really can't be mad at it.
Yeah.
I think that you should do an apprenticeship. I think you should, find a good shop, find an artist that you like, that, and annoy them until you get an apprenticeship, and do it the right way. But at the same time, I mean, if somebody comes in, and especially if they're from an area where tattooing's not as relevant, or there isn't a bunch of good shops around them or whatever, and they just start tattooing and they get good at it, I'm not mad at that either. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's...
Yeah, I think as we've seen the industry grow, we've seen all different walks of life entering the industry.
Yeah, for sure.
So with that will come a bunch of flavor.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. I'm not mad at it. I mean, I see some of these kids, I know, they come out of nowhere and they're, 2 years into tattooing and they're tattooing better than some people that, so I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. It's, if anything, it's just motivation for the rest of the life.
Would you consider the apprenticeship you had a rough apprenticeship? Maybe compared to apprenticeships now?
No, honestly, my situation was a little different. I tried to get an apprenticeship a lot, but I'm from LA, you know what I mean? And I'm from LA in a certain era where I would go into tattoo shops and try and get an apprenticeship, and immediately they would be turned off, like, this dude's probably a gang member, he's got, you know what I mean, this, that. And I fought kind of hard to try and get an apprenticeship. I ended up, my circumstances were different. But I found a spot, I found somebody that would teach me, and I think they kind of fast-tracked me because of my circumstances in life. But I wish I would have done like a legit proper apprenticeship. I think I paid for it in the years of me beginning to tattoo because I wasn't taught properly, and I don't want to take anything away from the people that helped me, because they helped me a lot, but I didn't do like a legit show up and first one there, last one out, learn how to do all this. I ended up having to learn it on the back end, and I think that's even more of a reason why I would tell people to do a legit apprenticeship. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I feel like, my career suffered for it in the beginning years. I had to like relearn all the proper ways of doing those, whatever. But Well, yeah, I agree with the hard apprenticeship stuff. I really do.
I kind of like it too.
Yeah, I just think like, hey, man, you got to pay your dues. I hear people that charge for apprenticeships, and I think that's a little weird, but to each his own, whatever. My thing is, you show up, you're the first one there, you're the last one to leave, you clean everything, you learn every aspect in and out of, you draw, you clean, you draw, you clean, you draw, like, until it's just embedded in you, and then your career is going to be easier. You know what I mean? The more work you put in your apprenticeship, the easier you're going to transition to being a full-time tattooer.
Right. I mean, that's the foundation. That's the framework.
Yeah.
Build our whole career off that.
Of course. Yeah.
And then just last question for you. Have you ever had to set a boundary with a client? And do you think boundaries with clients are important for success?
Yeah, I do. I mean, as far as setting a boundary, I don't know exactly. Nothing specific comes to mind where I would think of like, oh, okay, I have these rules or these set guidelines, but I just feel like in our industry is built on respect, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Or I've at least tried to maintain a certain level of respect throughout our industry. We do what we love and we make doctor money doing it. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you could be loose with it and you could have fun with it, but at the same time, with clients, maintaining a certain level of professionalism and respect and all that both ways. You know what I mean? Some of my clients come in and they're, oh, I'm so happy to be here. It's like, I'm just as happy that you're here. You know what I mean? Like, if without you, without you, I don't exist. So it doesn't matter. I'm only as cool as you allow me to be too. The freedom you give me with your tattoo makes me look cooler, you know what I mean? I don't know. But then at the same time, there's certain clients that it's just like any other industry, you know what I mean? There's problematic clients and there's, you know what I mean? I like what you guys do with the videos and stuff, and like you guys showcase a lot of humor in it, but you're addressing real issues that we know about that maybe other people don't know. I read some of the comments sometimes, they're like, you're so mean and you're picking on your clients. Well, every industry has that. We have our humor within our industry that a lot of people might not understand. So I think it's cool. I think like maintaining that level of respect, but also being relaxed about it and humble at the same time, man.
If you can find that balance of like, first things first, I respect you, I respect myself in the industry.
Yeah.
Now can we have fun?
Yeah, of course, man. Right. Of course. I mean, that's the coolest thing for me is I have people that started out as clients, you know what I mean, that are at my kids' birthday parties now, you know what I mean? And I have people that I grew up in this industry idolizing, that I'm out to dinner with, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about for me. It's about just coming together, that connection. I came from an area where we were separated, you know what I mean? And I spent a lot of my life with that. I didn't get into this industry to continue those same, you know what I mean? I want to be in this industry to meet people, travel, see as much of this world as possible, and have my clients respect me as an artist, but also just respect me as a person, you know what I mean? And vice versa, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not even the sad. I think that's all we got. Man, I really...
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No, I appreciate